time.
The whole
A
world.
new world.
Communication.
Collaboration.
Fighting.
Not fighting.
Light.
Darkness.
Internet. A new world.
Welcome to the world of Phantasy Star Online. In this network virtual world, you can take adventures with other people all over the world without ever leaving your home. Yes, you heard us correctly. We're talking about the world's first network multiplayer consumer RPG in console. The gaming population is the entire population of the world. We want you to enter the world of Ultimate Network Gaming. We want to give you the experience of traveling to distant planets and communicating in real time. The column is to reach this planet by spaceship witnessed a tremendous and mysterious explosion. Just what is it that happened here? To find out, you'll have to communicate and cooperate with people logging in from all over the world. Solve numerous intricate puzzles and win heroic battles with ferocious monsters. To succeed, you'll have to cross national and ethnic borders to communicate and collaborate, exchanging items and information. Relax now, worry not. Language barriers have broken down entirely. You can even build a common front in real time with players on the other side of the Earth 12,500 miles away. And the world of Phantasy Star Online lasts for eternity. You can visit this world whenever you want, as long as you want, and do whatever you want. 1,000 beats a day, 365 days a year. An unlimited adventure fantasy with property, item exchange, information exchange, and chat functions for communication. An unlimited adventure fantasy, 1,000 beats a day, 365 days a year. Online gaming open to the entire population of the world. Phantasy Star Online. The gaming revolution comes in the year 2000. The door to the future. The door to freedom.
Yay, Dawns ARKS! Welcome everyone to your weekly Phantasy Star Online 2 podcast, recorded live on December 27th. I'm one of your hosts, PrinceBrightstar, and with me is Zance. Go ahead and say hello.
Hello there, everyone. How goes PSO on the Dreamcast, huh?
Yep, and my apologies there. I had the music turned up a little too high there. Oh, the troubles of trying to add something at the start of the show here. But we had to do it. This was a really special occasion here. It is the 20th anniversary of Phantasy Star Online. So, yeah, it's what can I say? 20 years ago, December 21st, Phantasy Star Online came out in Japan. Of course, we had to wait a little bit until it came out here in America. But it's been a really long journey since then. That is for certain.
Mm-hmm. Man, it's already been 20 years since the first console MMO.
Yep. Yeah, it's been such a long journey, and it almost didn't happen when you think about what Sega had to do to even make this happen in the first place. I think it was Yamaguchi who basically had to put up their own money in order to pay for everybody's internet connection just so that they could access the game, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that was a thing in Japan there.
Yeah. It's
internet costs during the time was by the hour.
Yeah.
Because I actually remember finding some old AOL discs that I had that said 2,000 free hours.
Yep. Yeah, and people eventually turned those CDs into ornaments for their Christmas trees.
Yep. And yeah, it actually took 8 years to get PSO2 to the West.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, 8 years. Not just because the initial alpha tests, actually closer to 8.5 years. The original alpha test for Phantasy Star Online 2 was back at the end of 2011, if I remember correctly. But yeah, we wanted to open up with something kind of special here to celebrate the anniversary. One of the memories I remember from Phantasy Star Online way back in the day was just how the game was back then, in that there was no such thing as anybody hacking a console online RPG, because no console online RPGs existed. So anybody that remembers seeing a flash on their screen real quick will remember really quickly pulling out their VMUs from their Dreamcast controller, because there was the chance that they had just become nolled.
Oh boy, that would have been awful.
Yeah. Things certainly have changed since then, though. Of course, another thing I remember from back then, back during version 1 of Phantasy Star Online, was the door walk glitch. And if you knew about it, you could basically skip rooms in the original Phantasy Star Online.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you could basically just go straight to the boss room in some cases. Not every door worked with it, but a good bit of it did.
Yeah, and the whole concept of doing this kind of online world, like, if you look at some of the drop rates for some of the more well sought after weapons, they really expected people to just spend a long time in playing this game.
Yeah, I think they got up into the millions at points for some of those drops. Especially when it came to, like...
The sealed J sword is like 1 in 10, like 11,000 or something.
Yeah. Version 2, with its drops, was absolutely horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, not only were you not prepared, even if you had a level 100 character coming in from version 1, to really make any progress at all, you need to find a red weapon from the forest in ultimate mode.
Mm-hmm.
And
I do have the red sword in Infinia.
Yeah,
it's a nice sword too.
But those drop rates are much easier than what it was back in version 2. I don't know if you've ever seen the version 2 drop tables or not.
I could probably see if PSO World has them.
I think they do. I think that's where I looked for them last time. But yeah, you of course had those first instances, but also just the fun of going to this unique world where the explosion happened. Of course, we now know that was Dark Falls doing that. But just all these questions about what was actually going on there. Were there any elements left over from the original Phantasy Star Algol games in Phantasy Star Online? And also just the fact that it had been, at that point, 6 years since the prior Phantasy Star had come out, that being End of the Millennium, back on the Sega Genesis. Might have been shorter of a wait for players elsewhere in the world, but I believe in Japan it came out in '94. Yeah, and so you had the original version 1 in the United States here. Access to that version was free as long as you had an internet connection. And then when it came to version 2, that's when you had to start paying for a hunter's license.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the follow-up to that, which was episode 1 and 2 on the GameCube. Then you had plus on the Xbox, which, funnily enough, there's been a development regarding the live, bringing back the Xbox Live servers on that.
Really?
And yeah, so as of right now, and I'm trying to pull up the details again about this because I just remembered that this was going on here. At least 2 servers appear to be supporting it for Phantasy Star Online. One being the shit hack, and then the other being I'm trying to remember what it is. It's another GameCube server, but I think it was Silverant.
Yeah, I have heard about Silverant.
So yeah, I think those are the 2 servers that are going to be supporting the Xbox version for Phantasy Star Online, episodes 1 and 2.
Nice.
Yep. For episodes 1 and 2 on the GameCube, not a lot of people know about this, but there was actually a version 1, a version 1.1, and then there was also episode 1 and 2 Plus. Now, the difference between version 1 and version 1.1 on the GameCube is there was a duplication bug that people discovered immediately.
Yep, the shopkeeper glitch. I know about that glitch.
So
it's actually used in speedruns.
So it's not the shopkeeper glitch, actually. It had to do with the multiplayer version of things, whereby you would load your character data from up from the memory card, and there was a way that you could disconnect and not lose the items that you had traded to the other player.
Oh.
And so when that was found, Sega put out basically started a campaign to get the game discs back from players and to replace them with the 1.1 disc instead. And the 1.0 servers were basically kept up for about a year or so until they were eventually disconnected, and you could only play either via version 1.1 or the PSO2 or PSO episode 1 and 2 Plus disc.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that this is a fact of what happened because I have the 1.0 disc still. I didn't have a way to trade it in.
Huh.
Yeah, I did not live in Japan at the time, but that was Phantasy Star Online version 2 was the first game that I had imported from Japan, and there was no way I wasn't going to import episodes 1 and 2 on my GameCube. Although I did have to figure out how to set up a hardware switch to get me over to the Japanese version of the GameCube.
You had to have a Japanese GameCube as well?
No, the regular, the American one worked with the Japanese disc. You just had to do a two-solder mod on the hardware to make it work. And, yeah, I just set up a switch to do it.
Okay. So the console itself has the region lock. So that's what I thought.
Yeah, it's baked into the firmware, basically.
Mm.
But yeah, then after episode 1 and 2, and that was the, you know what? Let's stop on that for a moment here, real quick, because episode 2 was kind of where things changed a little bit for the game, because it was basically the first half of that game was essentially the lab essentially testing you to make sure that you were ready to go down to Goldeval Island, which today we would sort of laugh at the idea of anybody doing something like that in a game where half the game is just a test of your abilities.
Yeah, the 2 VR labs.
Exactly. Yeah, the ancient ruins and the
Space.
Yeah, the space area, which was where you got the Trick Track song from.
And I love that song.
Yeah. Of course, eventually you do go down to Goldeval Island. You have the 3 sub-areas, and then the main central control area with that. And at the end of all that, we have the boss that actually made the trip over to Phantasy Star Online 2 eventually, Gal Griffin. So, a little tip about that boss fight, if you were unaware, and you can actually avoid that first attack of his just by running directly under his body. As long as you don't get clipped by the wings, you're good on that first hit.
Mm-hmm. And those damn tornadoes.
Yep. And then, of course, you had the seabed area as well, where you eventually find the elevator shaft and go up against Olga Flo in both their forms. And in the end, we do learn that it was actually Heathcliff Flowen who was combined with that AI that had run amok, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, after that, we had Phantasy Star Online Episode 3, Card Revolution, which, even to this day, it still kind of holds up as its own unique thing.
Yeah, that's the best way I can put it. It's unique.
It's a card battle system, but you're also moving along a grid, and and the game keeps track of your health as well for each card that you put down, as well as your character health. Mm-hmm. it's very unique in that way, and I have yet to see another game replicate it. Hearthstone got close, but they just don't have the strategy of having things on a grid.
Also having your character attack often.
Yeah.
And having your character be able to move along the grid.
Exactly, yeah. Plus, it was unique that you had the two sides, the hero side and the dark side, between the hunters and the arcs. That's ARKS, or ARKZ, sorry.
Or ARKZ. Okay.
Which is unrelated to the arcs of Phantasy Star Online 2. And they both sort of helped to put together the story of the Umbra, whereby that was one of the offspring created when Olga Flow and Dark Falls came together. Enju was the other offspring, and it was the Umbra, which was basically where the germ was coming from, that allowed the cards to even be created in the first place.
And also, episode 3 has the best Idola song.
Oh, yeah. Yep, that is The Strange Fruits.
Mm-hmm.
Which we did eventually get a remix of in Phantasy Star Online 2 during
it's actually
the...
not a remix, it's just a straight rip of it.
No, I think there's some different instrumentation in there, actually.
I thought it sounded like a straight rip.
It's been a while since I've done a comparison, but I guess it's possible, but I still think that the sound is slightly different.
Okay.
Like it may still be using the same notes and everything like that, but I think they may have updated some of the instruments that they used in the samples. Of course, once episode 3 took place 21 years after the events of Phantasy Star Online, which was kind of a unique choice, but at the same time it also opened up some information regarding what was actually going on between Ragol and Koral. Koral, of course, being the planet where the pioneers had originally come from, and also at that time, also having renegotiated, or rather having basically their people who were still aboard Pioneer 2 at the time essentially declare their independence from Koral. And Koral was in a very bad state at that point, because the 10-nation alliance had effectively collapsed at that point, and instead at that point then there was a 5-nation alliance instead. And Koral was essentially on its path towards having everything happen, which we'll get into in a moment, but the events that play out in Phantasy Star Zero. Before we get there, though, we need to talk about Phantasy Star Online Episode 4 Blue Burst, which...
Yep, and that is the version of PSO that I got introduced to the original PSO with. Kind of. Like, that was the one that I really got into playing PSO, but I never played when the official servers were live. Only whenever I got into private servers.
Gotcha.
But I did remember trying out PSO Episode 1 and 2 on Dolphin, like, many, many years ago.
Yeah, it was an interesting update. They had redone the section ID system to kind of switch around what section ID you were going to get if you were trying to carry your character through to that version as well. And as the title includes, although it wasn't there initially, Episode 4 was also launched. I think it was launched about 6 months after Blue Burst originally came out. It might have been a little bit longer. My memory is a little bit fuzzy on that one. But yeah, Episode 4 was the shortest episode of all, in that you technically only had 3 areas. You just had 4 variants of the first area.
Yep, and it only has one boss.
Well, it depends upon if you get the regular version, if you get the rare version, or if you get the team version.
Yeah, but it's technically one boss, just different versions of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember one of the strategies back then was if you happen to get the rare version of that boss, you immediately start up the last government quest so you can get a second shot at it.
Huh.
Yeah. So,
but honestly, it is one of the best designed bosses that the original PSO had.
It is, yeah. Yeah, it's essentially a giant snake. I think Chambertain was one of its names, and it's got all these different attacks that'll send at you while it's burrowing through the ground and such. And it's only when it's like at the ends of these tiny little paths that you can actually hit the thing. That and sometimes when it comes above the ground as it's sort of moving through the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not the typical just smack the boss until it's dead, like all the other bosses are.
Yep. And one of the things I remember from back in the day, when Blue Burst originally released in the West, I grabbed a few other players, and now I didn't grab them. It was sort of more we were progressing along at the same pace. Mm-hmm. Through the government quests, and we basically just knocked out the entire episode 1 government story in the first day, within I think it was the first 12 hours that we did that.
That's pretty impressive.
Sega never confirmed that we were the West first, but I still got the thing on my channel somewhere that has the whole run, essentially. Huh. Or rather the whole run of 4-5, which was the last part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because those government quests take a while.
They do. Well, all the quests do. I mean, you for every area you go into, aside from the forest, you're looking at least a 30-minute run, if not longer.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just how game design was back then.
Make it long so players play longer.
Yep. But yeah,
honestly,
that's...
I like that kind of design. I like the long play sessions, because it makes it to where after you finish, you'll be like, oh yeah, so that was about 30 minutes. I got about 30 minutes, I can do one more.
Yep. Yeah, the bosses of PSO2 just don't last as long. Nah. That's for certain.
Well, neither did the bosses in Blue Burst.
True, yeah. Players were much better equipped than they were back in version 1, that's for certain.
Mm-hmm. Especially in Blue Burst with all the episode 4 weapons. They are...
yeah.
It like, not only the weapons, but also the armors, like the V101.
Yep, or having the Heavenly Battle.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the Millie Marteau, which was basically your Heaven's Punisher on crack.
Yeah. And also the legendary Diska of Brave Man.
That was a good slicer weapon, that's for certain. Same with the Rainbow Baton. You also had the Excalibur weapon, which was a saber that would hit up to 3 targets in one swing, if I remember correctly.
And also the episode 2 weapon, the J-Sword.
Oh yeah, the sealed J-Sword, where nobody knew. Say again?
Getting that is a pain.
It is, and because it was duped so many times back in episode 1 and 2, nobody really knew how to unlock the darn thing until Blue Burst came along.
Yeah, nobody knew that you had to kill, what was it, 10,000 enemies with it?
I think it was 21,000 or 23,000, one of those two numbers.
Hold on, let me look here.
Which, fun fact, on the Japanese servers for PSO2, the J Sword was also released over there. And if you get that many kills, you're going to get yourself a title with a camo that unseals the thing.
Yep, it's 23,000 kills with the sealed J Sword, and then you unseal it to the Dumakiri J Sword.
Exactly, yep.
Which is the best sword in the game.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm. It like the special attack is a 360 wave attack. It deals hard damage and it cannot be missed.
Yep.
And it does need photon blast gauge, but at that point in the game, with how late in the game it is, most people don't do photon blast. So just using the J Sword to just destroy an enemy is so good.
Yep. The only reason you would really do a photon blast at that point is if you were set up for a 4-way and you had the Muyo Yula in there, so you could get that level 41 or something shifted in D-band.
Yeah. But if you're on like a normal Towards the Future run, then nobody is going to be doing that kind of burst. So yeah, just use the J Sword.
Exactly. So yeah, Phantasy Star Online. It's been 20 years. Was there anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah, I actually want to talk about how I got into the Phantasy Star games.
Go for it.
I'm showing my age here on how young I am, but back when the original PSO came out in the year 2000, I was 3 years old. But technically, when PSO came out, I was 4. So yeah, I was a bit too young to be into online gaming at the time, and plus I didn't have a Dreamcast. I didn't even know what a Dreamcast was.
Gotcha.
So, because I wasn't really an RPG guy growing up. Most of the time, it was playing Sonic on the computer or on the GameCube eventually, and I also got Mario. I did play some Zelda games. I don't know. I don't fully remember most of the games I played back then, but it was a lot of platformers and racing games. But that was what I was into. But then when I got my PSP in the early 2010s, I got fully introduced into the PSO, or just in Phantasy Star in general, with Portable. And from there, I started getting more and more into the other Phantasy Star games. When I first had my own laptop, back in 2015, I started looking into possibly doing some online games, and I remembered, oh hey, Phantasy Star Online. Let me see if I can use Dolphin to play the GameCube game online. But then I found Blueburst through Efinia, and I still play on Efinia to this day. I'm surprised how long Efinia has been going on for.
Yeah, that started out as a project by Soda Boy, called the Tethala server. And fun fact, the server I use when I've been doing my Blueburst Let's Play is actually a Tethala server that I have that I just run solo.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just boot it up and go whenever I decide to stream that. So I'm not connected to anybody. It's effectively as private of a server as you can get on that one.
Yeah.
And
when I initially started playing PSO, I was hooked with it. I love the gameplay of it. I love the loop of going into missions and that thrill of getting a rare drop. I love it so much.
Yep, and just for comparison, I would have been about 16 years at that time when PSO came out in the West.
Mm-hmm.
So, I remember calling my my local, it was either Babbage's or GameStop that I was calling on a daily basis, trying to find out if they had gotten the game in, and I just jumped in my car as soon as I found out that they had it, and and just ran out there real quick to get it.
Yeah, I'm really happy with getting into PSO nowadays. It kind of makes me sad that I missed out on that kind of stuff, along with a lot of online games that I now am getting into playing through the use of private servers. I missed out on a lot of online gaming because I really wasn't that kind of guy growing up. I was mostly into the single-player games on console. sometimes I would play on PC, but usually on PC I would play on emulators. And usually it was like the Game Boy Advance or SNES emulators that I would play.
And I'm sort of the same way. Although for online gaming, I typically stick to the PvE sort of aspect of games rather than PvP.
Oh yeah, I've always been into PvE. Like I said, I play mostly single player games. Nowadays I don't. I play a lot of online games now, but I usually stick to the PvE stuff except for Halo, since I like Halo. The first FPS I ever played, and I fell in love with it, especially when it comes to the story.
Gotcha. Yeah, just for comparison, my first FPS was Doom.
Ah, nice. Classic.
Yeah. But yeah, anything else you want to add?
And also with PSO2. Actually, yeah, with PSO2, I didn't get into that, I believe, until it was during the beginning of episode 5, I want to say, that I started playing. I know I've talked about this before. I believe I mentioned that in the first episode of our podcast when we started playing PSO2.
I think I remember that, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was near the start of episode 5 that I started getting really into it. And I got so into it that I managed to put 80 hours in just 2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah. Been obsessed with that game.
Yeah, these games just have that effect on people. If they get into it, it's like they don't know what happened to their time.
And I miss having games like that. There are times when I have that moment with the other Phantasy Star games, but it's hard to have that moment again where I just want to sink my entire day in just one game. I think it's because I have too many games.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a similar boat here where I sink all my time in, and I've got a stack of like 40 or 50 games at this point I need to go through, and I just don't have time.
Yeah. But Phantasy Star, I want
Exactly.
my ring.
Exactly. It never stops.
Nope. I still don't have my red ring. Many times I've read TTF and I still don't have it. I can't equip it yet. I'm only level 156, but I want it, goddammit.
And now we got New Genesis coming up.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm hoping that with New Genesis, that becomes the game that I just, on the day it comes out, I just sink so much time into it. I still remember with the closed beta test of the North American launch, I managed to do nearly the entire time that it was live, or like the initial time it was live.
Yeah, I think I went through... Did I get through the whole day? I think I did. Or maybe I stopped at like an hour or two before the servers were gonna go down initially, so I could get some sleep and be ready for the second launch of it, which was coming up because of that initial trouble that the servers had.
Yep, that initial 4 hours. Oh boy, I remember that.
Yep. I remember that too, hopping over to PSO2 and just listening to the title music for hours on end.
Yep. And I decided during that time I was just going to play other Phantasy Star games. So I booted up Affinia, and then I booted up Portable 2.
Yep. So it's been a long time, but it is a game that many players still remember and still play to this day through the help of private servers. So it's good to see that the game is still alive. And we can only hope that the areas in Phantasy Star Online are going to be getting an update during New Genesis. Because honestly, those capsule areas, or the capsule trials, are the perfect opportunity for that.
Oh, absolutely. I would love to see just a more visually updated PSO area, like what PSU did.
Yep.
Having those special areas for the rare missions.
Agreed. So, happy 20th anniversary, Phantasy Star Online. You got a long way still to go here. That is for certain.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, that's our 40 minutes of gushing about PSO. So let's talk about PSO.
It was closer to 30 minutes, actually. But before we do that, we do need to bring back our talk about our gaming week, because you had something pretty interesting happen this week.
Yeah, so in Final Fantasy XIV, my raid group, after 6 months, finally defeated Ultima Weapon.
Congratulations. Now, it's not just the regular Ultimate Weapon.
Yeah, Ultima Weapon Ultimate.
Yep.
So, ooh-woo.
Yeah, that is, for anybody that doesn't know, that basically requires even more coordination than what you get out of your Savage Raid groups.
Mm-hmm. And also near perfect play.
Yep. So, what do you think is going to be next, Bahamut or Alexander?
Probably Alexander.
All right.
I think most of us in the raid group would much rather just do more level 80 stuff instead of going back to 70.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Plus, T is shorter than UCOB. UCOB is like 20 minutes long.
Yep. That it is.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think anyone minus 2 of our raid members have done any of the original Coils of Bahamut.
Yeah.
Back when they were current content.
Yeah, back then that was quite the thing that happened there, especially with Twintania and how her mechanics work. That nobody could figure it out.
Yep, and also the uneven planes. That was a thing.
Yep. As for myself this week, I've been focusing a little bit more on Clementine. I've currently gotten myself up to level 51,
Nice.
and after the show today, I'm going to be spending some more time trying to get myself up to 69, and hopefully I'll be able to get that done through the special event that they're holding before they take that down either tomorrow or on Tuesday.
Oh, you're in Praetorium, Lord Samuel. Nice.
Yeah, Praetorium
It's
is...
It's good EXP.
Yeah, agreed. Especially if you're trying to level up a tank, because you'll just get your Q immediately.
Yeah. But most of the time I do it whenever I'm a DPS. So I just queue up for it, do other stuff while waiting for the queue to pop, and then once it does, I still do other stuff while doing Praetorium.
Yep. I hope that someday they'll make that into a single player instance, though.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right. So why don't we go ahead and move on now to the news that actually happened, what was it, yesterday or the day before, I think? We have more New Genesis news. We knew that there was going to be a 20-hour broadcast, but we weren't expecting what we got here, which was basically that we have even more New Genesis footage that came out. The team basically started playing around with it at the end of the broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh boy, the more I see the combat of this game, the more I'm so excited to get my hands on it.
Agreed. Whoops.
I've been checking my email every day to make sure to see if I could possibly get that invite to the beta.
Yep. Yeah.
Also, you see that someone's down there. So the it looks like the orange things that people are picking up, that's the moons.
Yep. Yeah.
So I like that we have that confirmation now. The green ones are the Resta, and the orange ones are the moons.
Yep, and one thing that we can confirm about that is we do know that it is going to be a maximum of 10 Restimates and 5 Moon Atomizers that you can pick up at a time.
Just like in regular PSO2.
Yep, which means you actually have fewer options to heal now.
Yep.
Although with how frequently you can see the markers on the map, that might not be so big of a deal, except when you're fighting a boss. Looking at the information that Bumped put out here, the comedy duo Nasu Nakanashi explored Central City during an emergency quest notification. Within Central City, you can explore a variety of facilities and conference areas. Utilizing double jump, you can reach the top of the buildings and see the city from new heights. You can even run atop the walls surrounding the city.
Yeah, and one of them was chasing the other one.
Yep.
They were joking about that.
Well, I thought that was actually an NPC that they were chasing.
No, they were chasing each other.
Okay. From the city, you can simply run out into the adventure area with no loading screen at all. Here you can fight enemies such as the Alters, who resemble the natives from PSO2. In fact, one such native, the monkey-like Udan, made an appearance under its new title, the Udan Roa. There's also enemies reminiscent of the Dragonkin from known as Lizard Fury and Lizard Ice, who appear to release elemental attacks. If fellow players become incapacitated, you have the ability to revive them through a moon atomizer. Nothing's changed there. Eventually, Nasu made their way to the Dolls, where they fought a shift-buffed Gororon. Those are the rotund enemies that release long-distance shockwaves from their bellies and can also perform a spin dash attack, which is actually very similar to the Gorongo. Basically, it looks like a spin dash attack from at least in PSO2. Not so. It kind of does here in New Genesis as well. But if they don't hit a target, then they can end up on their backs and not be able to get up again for a little bit.
And something else that I'm noticing here, when it comes to items and money or Meseta, they're being automatically picked up. As soon as the enemy is killed, all that just is then picked up and brought over to you.
Yep. I kind of wonder how they're going to deal with item pack overflow.
Maybe it'll go directly to storage then?
It could. Unless they're just getting rid of the concept of having an item pack limit. I guess we'll have to see.
Would be nice. I doubt that that's going to be a thing because they make money off of expanding item pack.
We'll have to see, I guess. Let's see. They also went into one of the Cocoon trials, which actually ended up being a tutorial called First Steps.
Yeah, it might be left on the ground. Maybe.
Yeah. They also showed off one of the photon blasts to end the Cocoon trial. And you can select it either by selecting it from within the sub-palette, or you can also set up a shortcut key for it as well. And then they also demoed some more of the character creation aspects of New Genesis. I also had some other stuff that I noticed as well here. The initial zone outside Central City emergency trials can occur, and during that you can fight against griffins and also lizard creatures. And in fact, that was the first thing that we had seen here. It seems like emergency quest information may travel into New Genesis from PSO2. It's unconfirmed, and it's also unknown if there's a way to turn that function off at this point. Let's see here. I also noticed
that they also did show off the transition from PSO2 to New Genesis.
Correct. And then at the end, also the transition from New Genesis to PSO2 as well.
Yep.
Something else. Go ahead.
Pretty smooth from what I noticed.
Yeah.
The screen does go black, and then loads into the thing. But I guess that's as smooth as they could get it.
Yep. Also, I gotta say, the sky color here is kind of interesting.
Oh yeah, being a crimson red.
Yeah. And that being for when it's raining at that, so Maybe, unfortunately, we can't really see where the sun is here, so that it could be near dusk at that point, though. Let's see. Enemies too far above the player in strength will have their name and level displayed in red at the top of the screen. So at some point they went up against some level 10 enemies, and that was one of the effects. They were not doing any damage to them. Also, there are 3 quest types confirmed now. You have daily quests, you have side quests, and main quests. One of the daily quests requires defeating 50 enemies, and that appeared to unlock your first story quest. Or what it does is the game will automatically set, once you've cleared the daily quest, back to what your main objective is automatically. Something else we need to talk about here.
Like, actually, real quick, I think they're called tasks in this game now.
You're right. They are tasks. That's going to be confusing considering it's both inside the same game essentially. Yeah, here we go. Here are the level 10 enemies here. So
yep.
Yeah, they're basically not going to be doing any damage here. Let's see. We also need to talk about what we saw regarding party leaders and sub leaders.
Yeah, that's the thing. So you can see that currently the guy in the blue has the leader subtitle on him, but whenever they came into New Genesis, the other guy had the sub leader tag.
Yep. So the current thought on that is maybe it has something to do with organizing MPAs. So you would sort of have your party leaders all showing in the same group, but then they would also sort of be leaders of their own party at the same time.
Which could be interesting to do that kind of setup.
Yeah. Let's see. A couple of other things here. The quick menu is back from PSO2.
Which is good.
Chat shortcuts are back, including slash modifiers. New Genesis heads can be worn on PSO2 bodies. And the last one I have here is accessories can now be scaled evenly in all directions. So, that will be nice if you've always wanted to move things evenly and didn't want to have to move all 3 sliders. Just because sometimes those sliders can be hard to line up evenly like that.
Makes it good for making a very symmetrical looking character.
Yep. Let me see if I can find inside of here where they're going over the heads. Let me skip ahead here. Yeah, here we go. So here here they're going through the different head types that you can have, and yeah, here's so they're wearing the Sonic costume here, but they have one of the new cast heads on at the same time here.
Yeah, it just looks weird.
It does. It looks. That cast looks like it has a really long neck on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was actually my major problem with how it looked weird. It was the neck.
Yep. And then there was one other thing in here. Where was that? Here we go. So you can now easily change the color of your accessories as well.
Which is so nice, which means no more color different colored accessories as separate items.
Yep. Yeah, that is going to make things way easier for character designers to do their thing.
And also having RGB for that is fantastic.
Yeah, this has to be industry leading at this point in terms of just how powerful the creator is.
Oh yeah, this character creator is honestly the most freedom I've seen out of any character creator.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully hopefully one of us gets into that closed beta coming up in late January, early February.
Oh yeah, I really hope so. Like I said, I'm keeping an eye on my email to hopefully just without even seeing the reading the rest of the message, just see PSO2 NGS.
Yep, same here. All right. So with that, let's move on now to the rest of what we got here for today. Starting with PSO2 on the global side here. And retry. We were just looking at the some of the footage from the 20-hour broadcast over in Japan.
Yep, we got it was about an hour of gameplay they showed off.
Yep. But they started with looking back at Phantasy Star Online and Phantasy Star Universe during that stream.
Mm-hmm.
So starting off here with what we have this week here. Of course, we did start with the we did have the most recent PSO2 Premium Day. So that, of course, was back on the 22nd. So you get your typical assortment of Star Gems and Tokyo Bonus Key Gold with that, along with your typical experience boosters and everything else like that.
Yep.
And then, of course, we had the new patch.
We got the first of the permanent quests.
Yep.
Which I'm really happy about.
Yep, so we had the build-up photon art show up. We had the new urgent quest for ultra hard difficulty, ship infiltration, enemy battleship, rush practice, dark vestiges, ultra hard, the PSO2 comic memory exchange shop. That, of course, goes back to Pusoni if you know of the Japanese version. You have the Legendary Collection folder number 2, new items at the Zig shop, new items at the X-Cube exchange shop, and class, skill, and weapon adjustments.
Yeah, we're getting the Pusoni comic actually officially translated now. Okay.
That seems to be what that implies. Either that, or if not the comic, then it seems like we're getting the animated comic, or the mini episodes.
Yeah, and honestly, I like those mini episodes.
Yep,
They're cute.
Yeah, I don't know if all the jokes are gonna work with that, especially some of the stuff related to Zect. But yeah, we've got the new build-up photon arts, which were also known as the actually, what were they called on the Japanese version? Complex photon art. There we go.
Yeah, complex arts.
Yeah, so basically, upon reaching level 60 on any class, operatives will be able to learn build-up photon arts. Basically, as you battle, you build up a stock gauge, and once you reach the appropriate number of stocks, you can go ahead and attack with the build-up photon art. You get the client order from Coffee, and obtaining this gets you a maximum of 3 initially. So for hunters, for hunters, you now have your Imperial Cleave, which was something I have been waiting for quite some time. It's basically a powerful slash wreathed in concentrated photons that emit a massive shockwave. Big hit comes first, and then you get another 4 or 5 hits after that. For fighters, you get a knuckle attack, which is called Fatal Knockout. Slam down with enough force to split the ground, sending out a powerful shockwave. For rangers, you get the Prominence Assail for the launcher. Fires a series of concentrated bullets from the air, ending in a massive and highly potent blast. That's actually one that's pretty nice to string back to get back-to-back on that. For a gunner, you get a Twin Machine Guns Calamity Bullet. Fires a series of blasts, ending in 2 powerfully concentrated bullets. That one has a stock cost of 2. For Braver, you get a Bow 1. Cerulean Ballista, launch a massive volley that rains down on the heads of enemies. And for Bouncer, your Jet Boots get the Tempest Raid. Release a continuous spinning shockwave, splits off into a rushing kick toward the target.
And the Scion classes don't get them because they're already too OP.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, these were, if I remember when they were coming out, these were primarily so that the the original classes can catch up to the power that the Scion classes are at.
Oh yeah, the Hunter sorely needed it at that point.
Yeah.
So with that, we also have the Ultra Hard Difficulty Urgent Quests. And so those that have been upgraded are the Raging Obsidian Arm and Elder of the Unfathomable Abyss.
Which, yeah, getting those triggers is extremely cheap. So if you want to just spam those ultra hard, you can go right ahead. All you need is the Rising Weapon Badge 1.
Pretty much, yeah. Then you got the Baron Blossom, Corruptor of All, and Butcher of Light.
Again, also really cheap because that is the Rising Weapon Badge 3.
Yep. Crimson Fellworm over the castle. I believe that's Rising Weapon Badge 4.
Yep.
Same for Black Fellworm, Wisdom Incarnate, and Longing for Omniscience. And then you also got some trigger-exclusive Ultra Hard quests. Mother Omnipotent, Creator, and Shatterer. As well as Mining Base Defense Training VR.
Nice.
Which, that VR training is giving out a bunch of ultimate boosters, so if you're still looking for those, go ahead and run that. Just do your best to get an S rank on that. A lot of teams are having trouble with that right now, from what I understand.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, the mining defense wasn't that easy to begin with.
True. But we still don't have the Mother and Deus combined trigger yet.
No, we don't. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm really starting to wonder if we're not going to see Expert in PSO2 on the global version now.
Probably not.
Yeah, unless they decide to move it over to some other trigger quest. We do have...
I would, just... Why haven't they done it yet?
I don't know. I mean, it's time for them to do it, especially with players struggling with certain quests now. Looks like you're getting yourself some new weapons here as well, with the Raging Obsidian Arm and Elder. The Genon Ziva. Technically, Elder had already been at Ultra Hard, though, with the prior updates, so I'm not sure why they're saying that here. Let's see. For Baron Blossom, you can get your 13-star units here now. If you didn't trade up to them yet, as well as the Officia 15-star weapons as well. And you can also get some Novel weapons. For Crimson Fellworm, you can get Atlas weapons from that. As well as Atlas units here, it looks like.
Ooh.
Let's see. For Mother, looks like they're giving out the Anna Kate's series here. Along with Awake units, which I don't think come in a 13-star variant.
Oh, it is just the 12 stars?
Yeah, it looks like it here. Also got some interesting looking weapons here. Or actually, no, that's a weapon camo.
And looks like for mining based training VR, you got that's Soaring Blade and Jet Boots. Those look so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's basically parts of the weapon float around your back, and they come together when you actually attack.
It's cool. And you also got the Nova and Mirage 13-star units.
Yep. And those appear to be based on photon point recovery. So, Rapid Response 2 here changes photon point recovery speed when drawing weapon, increases attack photon point recovery amount and potency. And then for Mirage, photon point recovery speed change when drawing weapons, photon point and potency increase for attack. Limited photon art potency increase when drawing photon point maxed out weapon.
So pretty good for Phantom.
Yep. And then we have
any of you who haven't played Phantom. Phantom just drains PP like it's nothing.
That's why it's recommended that you get in there with at least 200 photon points to start with. 300 is even better, though.
Yeah.
So we also have the new Ship Infiltration Enemy Battleship. So this is a quest that you can take on with up to 4 players, and you are given 15 livestock. So if you go down, even if you're in there solo, then you will be revived automatically.
After 5 seconds, I believe?
I think so.
Yeah.
And you definitely want to do a single run of this as a solo player in there, because there are titles associated with clearing with an S rank, and those titles will give you an arm piece for clearing it with 4 players at an S rank, and will give you a leg piece for clearing it with a single player with S rank, and those are the novel units. So now you don't have to spend your Rising Weapon badges on those.
Yep.
Let's see, you've also got some new weapons here. The hard cross bullet for the bow. Got a nice design on that.
Yeah, but the big thing when it comes to these 15-star weapons is you're going to be getting a lot of 15 stars now. And I hope you like desynthing them.
You gotta do it for those diehards, that's for certain.
Yeah. I know, that sounds very sacrilegious to desynth the highest ranking weapon, but gotta do it.
Yep.
Because, there are objectively best 15-star weapons, which right now, the best ones you could use are the 3 that you can get from Z.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, I have the Atlas EX weapons for both sword and twin machine gun.
Yep. They go into the different weapon potentials that you can get from these weapons, as well as the available augments. They also say here this ultimate quest can award gold or silver prize medals, which you can use to trade in for weapons and as well as other things from the exchange shop. You also have Rush Practice Dark Vestiges on Ultra Hard now, and the reason that exists is because Coffee has a client order for you, which will increase your build-up Photon Art stock cap by 1. You complete the build-up Photon Art stack or stock cap EXP exam 2, and that will give you the extra stock. The other stock cap, I believe, is just has you facing off with some normal bosses, if I remember correctly.
But yeah, I believe this is a solo fight, right? Oh, no, it's teams of 4.
Yeah, teams of 4. I don't see anybody clearing that solo,
Okay.
at least not right now.
And then the other piece of news that just I'm shocked by, the Pusoni comic. Or as it's called here, the PSO2 Kami.
Yep.
So
Yes.
yeah, we're getting the webcomic translated?
Either that or the video
Okay.
series. Although some of that
Or
stuff
both?
doesn't. Could be. Some of that stuff doesn't work though. Like they had a whole episode based on the live meetups.
Yeah, that is true. Well, they could still do that. Just base it around Japan still.
True. And I suppose that does work into one of the plots that they had. That one of the characters was actually a guy playing a female character. But yeah, you can of course get the sweatshirts as well as hairstyles and some emotes. But the big news here: voice tickets.
Finally! I've been questioning why haven't we seen voice tickets in Global for the longest time now? Because they really missed an opportunity with the Persona collab to have a voice ticket of Xander Mobus. Come on, that would have been perfect. But now voice tickets are finally here, and yeah, they're of the Pusani comic characters, but still, I am so glad that we finally have the voice tickets.
And of course, you do have some furnishings as well. But yeah, voice tickets are the big thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be curious if they've translated the song here for PSO2 communication.
I don't know. Maybe they have.
Just looking at the legendary 15-star collection 2 here. Looks like that is the Orbit series, or the Orb series as it's called here.
Yep. Again, another pretty basic 15-star series. Good to get so that you can start your desynthing, though.
Yep. Plus, they were always pretty good as photon point batteries as well.
Mm-hmm.
You got new items at the Zig shop, so finally you can trade in your Cleasis stuff.
And also in the X-Cube exchange shop, the level 17 photon art disc.
Yeah. Why
They're
did they make
finally
that
there.
one long...
Yep, so that market is now dead in Global.
Pretty much.
What a shame.
Why did they make it a single long list? That's such a strange change.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, it was separated, I believe, in multiple different lists on JP.
Yeah, this doesn't make any sense here, why they did that.
Yeah, I don't get it either. But hey, you can now buy your level 17 disc with 20 XQs, which is nothing.
Yep, I've gotten all of my melee stuff as well as techniques, so I'm set for the rest of the game at this point now. Techniques will not go above level 17, or photon art discs rather won't go.
Yeah,
above
it stays at 17 permanently now. Yeah, because there was only 2 rises when it comes to photon arts. It went from 10 to 15 and then to 17, and then it just stopped from there.
Yep. I think there was one for 16 as well, if I remember correctly, back on Japanese version.
So it went up to 16 and then to 17. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. It was their way of trying to balance the photon art damage. Especially after what happened with Volgraptor and the fact that they were threatening to ban players for using that.
Wait, what?
Volgraptor was doing so much damage by in the way that it was being used that Sega was actually threatening players who were using it that specific way to ban them, essentially.
Jeez.
I know.
That's a bit too extreme there.
Yeah. We also have some class skill and weapon adjustments. Why don't you take us through those, Zance?
Alrighty. So, fighter class skill adjustment. Critical rate of critical strike has been increased. Remove the extended cooldown time of Overload Safeguard. Bouncer class skill adjustment. Photon Blade Fever's effect duration has been increased. So, actually, I think some of these are changes that just recently happened on the JP side.
I think so as well.
I said that these changes were going to come over, and look, there they are. A 12 countdown time of overdrive stock has been reduced. The twin daggers weapon adjustment potency has been increased for pretty much all of its photon arts. The double saber attack range of the normal attack is increased. Okay, I can't read that now. Can you continue on that?
Yeah, the attack of the double saber's normal attack has been increased. The double saber's sidestep strikes have been increased, or rather, the attack range has been increased. And then the potency of double saber's whirlwind attack has been increased as well.
Yeah, pretty big increase to double saber, which really needed it.
Agreed.
Like, I remember trying out fighter on double saber, and the attack range is way too short for what it is.
Yeah.
Especially since double saber is one of my favorite weapons to use in the original PSO. Like, I have the meteor cudgel, and I love it.
Yep.
Right.
And then it was known as the travel weapon in Phantasy Star Universe.
Yeah. But currently in Clementine, the travel PAs aren't available. They will be eventually, but just not now.
Right.
Knuckles adjustment. Potency of the third action of the normal attack has been increased, and potency has been increased for pretty much all of its photon arts.
Yep. So a good amount of adjustments here for the balance. So it's yeah, give those changes a try.
Yeah, I might give Fighter a try, because I really haven't played other classes besides Bouncer and Hero.
There is the, it was called the Ultimate Chain on the Japanese version. I think it's called something different here on the global version, but that thing gives you health back with every hit. So now, combine that with the range changes for the Double Saber on Fighter, that's gonna be a pretty good combo.
Oh yeah, but Fighter wants to be at low HP. That's the thing with Fighter.
True. So you just use your limit break, and then that'll put you down at the health that you need to be at then.
Yep.
All right, moving on from that, there is a survey going on, and if you complete the survey, you're gonna get yourself 200 AC.
Yeah, that's a decent amount of AC.
Yep.
Nothing too big, but hey, decent amount.
Yep.
That will get you a mag, I think. Is that enough to get you a mag?
Either that or an AC scratch ticket.
Yeah, or yeah, just one AC scratch ticket.
Yeah. Although technically that's not the case anymore, because now you have to buy it directly.
Yeah, but you still have the 200 AC, so you get one scratch.
Yeah. So yeah, get that done before the 5th.
Yep. I already got it done. Like, the day I saw that pop up, I got it done.
Yep, I'm all set on mine as well. Moving on from that survey, we have new Fresh Find Shop recommended items. So, they've gone directly to a bunny suit this time.
Yay!
And then
That's my, like, one of my favorite outfits to put on guy characters, the bunny suit.
well, in this case, it's this one's only for female races, though. Although, considering New Genesis.
Yep.
So, not long now.
Yeah, exactly.
You also got the Divine Dancer and the Divine Priest outfits. And then, in terms of triggers, it's all the triggers we've seen before. We're not seeing anything new with this set of triggers here, so...
Yeah, and I just have to ask, why spend the SG on those triggers when they're available in the Rising Weapon Best shop?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah, so don't waste your SG on those triggers.
Agreed. Moving on from that, we do have some new campaigns going on. There is a login campaign. Daily logins, you get a Rappy Fever bonus key and 10 Lambda Grinders. Get yourself up to 3 logins. You get an Augmentation Aid plus 45%, and an Augment Transfer Pass times 5. You still got plenty of time to get your 3 logins in to get that. There is a client order campaign going on for the bubblegum balloon emote. Let's see here.
So you just need to complete the client order party maneuvers. Complete it 11, complete the first one for the Tokyo Bonus Key Gold, and then complete the second one for balloon gum and the bubblegum balloon.
Yep, and they once again reiterate the party bonus that a lot of players don't seem to want to take advantage of here. So.
Yeah. Like, if you're in the EXP recommended quest, just join a party.
Yep. And then you've also got one for clearing urgent quests. You need to complete at least 5 urgent quests to get yourself a 30-star gem ticket, clear 10 for 50-star gem ticket, and then 15 for 5 augment transfer passes.
Pretty good.
And then here's the big one. Nobody saw this one coming.
Oh, the enhancement boost campaign.
Yep. And this is a bigger one than last time. This is going to be a 15% boost on augment transfers. So this is the
pretty big.
Yeah, this is your chance to get your Rivalate weapon up to 8 slots if you wanted to do that.
Like this is the moment to do the 8 slots.
Yep.
Any other time, it's just too costly to do it.
Exactly. You also got Enhancement Aid plus 15%, Enhancement Experience plus 15%, and Great Enhancement Aid plus 25% during this. But really, it's the Augment one that you're interested in. Get in there, get it done, because that is only going to last until the 29th, so only a few days left to take advantage of that. And then we have a trigger campaign here. If you log in before January 22nd, you're going to get yourself a Barren Blossom trigger as well as a light Barren Blossom trigger.
Allows you to do the new ultra hard versions of both of them.
Yep.
Which the solo ultra hard. Woo, boy, is it hard.
Yep. And I actually need to correct myself here. Earlier I said the first of the Photon Art cap expansions was just some other bosses. It's actually you need to take on ultra hard Profound Darkness solo. So
okay.
it's the light Barren Blossom trigger. You need to do that.
Yep. Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Yep. And there's also a story quest campaign going on. You want to clear the Goddess's Prelude in episode 6. That'll get you a Tokyo Bonus Key Rainbow.
You just do that. The rainbow is the best key. I've reiterated that before.
Yep, especially because that gives you augment transfer passes as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you also get 2 30-star gem tickets from that. And completing Bound by Blood and Boldness will get you an Arkuma bag, which we can see right here.
Yep, cute.
Indeed. There's also a Get Free Star Gem campaign starting on the 30th. So you'll get 10 Star Gems per day. And if you log in for at least 3 days, you'll also get yourself 3 additional 10 Star Gem tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So that's up to 100 Star Gems up for grabs there.
Always love free Star Gems.
Yep. And there's been a modification to the live concerts. The boost has been increased from 25% to 75%. So that is quite the bonus we are getting there.
That's pretty significant.
Yeah, that one lasts a week, starting next week on the 30th. And based on the outfits here, I would say we're going to be getting the Rare Drop Koi Koi event again.
Yes, we actually are. I believe I did see somewhere mention that we're going to be getting that, have that concert again.
Yep.
I don't remember what day they had.
Well, we can probably check it out in a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. Let's see. There's also a fishing tournament happening starting on the 31st and going through the 5th. Through the ARKS League, so that'll be interesting. You just need to catch the targeted fish, and you can win up to 100 star gems with that. And we do have the official calendar here. So let's see. If we look at next week, yeah, here's the green ones are where we've got the different fishing events, and then. Yeah, here we go. Starting on Friday the 1st, it's going to be Weir Arcs and Rare Drop Koi Koi.
Nice.
Also got your casino boost again, but we kind of already knew about that one. Alright, there is also a Join the PSO2 Twitter party. And so, with that, basically they're looking to get a new set of followers towards their total. So, at 72,500, players are going to get a 1 million experience ticket, a consumable Tokyo bonus key rainbow. At 75,000 followers, there's going to be the Faren Forging weapon camo, as well as 5 augment transfer passes. We can see that one here. 77.5k, you're going to get a 50 star gem ticket. At 80,000, you're going to get the Rose Ornament weapon camo and 5 augment transfer passes. That's this one here. At 82.5k, it's going to be 310 Hagith Fimp emote. So I guess that's going to be something relating back to the mother core there. Particularly Hagith. It's the one where he's firing off his missiles.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And at 85,000, you get a 100 star gem ticket. And it looks like we have until February 23rd to reach that number of followers. So
Yeah,
we're not going to be seeing.
It's definitely going to hit that.
Yeah. But that means we're not going to see the rewards for a little bit here.
Yeah, it's going to be a while.
Yep. So yeah, just follow them and put your username towards the total count here. Alrighty. Moving on, the last thing we have here for PSO2 Global is a new AC scratch.
Oh boy.
Yep. So we have the Frame Arms Reloaded. Let's take a look at that. We have the Baselard Girl set, and I think this is a collaboration that's
That looks
happening.
like a lowly character.
Kinda. Also
Yeah,
got also got a male cast set here. Actually, this is sort of the big one for cast, although it still doesn't have the one I'm looking for.
Yeah, you're looking for the Brightstar set.
Yep. That Gorai one looks kind of nice, having the cannon on its shoulder there.
But yeah, this is the heavy cast scratch, pretty
Yeah.
much.
And you've got a Gatling gun weapon camo.
A tactical knife.
Yeah.
Good.
Or no, actually, it looks like that accessory was an accessory.
Mhm.
You also got some new cast heads as well. And apparently one of these is also a mag evolution device here.
Oh, two of them actually.
Yeah.
They're adorable. Or 3 of them.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And you can also peg yourself on the top of a rod there to do different kind of styles as well, it looks like. Alright, so looking at what we got here.
Yeah. This is primarily for cast. But
Yep.
These are all race outfits, so anyone can make themselves look like a cast, which is pretty cool.
Yep. But you also got some other things here. You do have some outerwear as well. The Hound's height suit, for example. As well as the Starry Jewel for female races. There's also this Ring Champ, which basically gives you a cape, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, capes are cool.
Yep. But yeah, a whole bunch of cast parts in this one. That's for certain.
Like I said, this is the cast scratch.
Yep. Let's see here. Got a Stitch makeup. And you can also get yourself a twin missile launcher for your arm there.
Mm-hmm. Like anything that makes your cast look even more robotic than it already is, it's just great.
Yep. And then looks like a Felicity hat here. Yeah, this one is for the cast basically.
Yep.
Let's see. You still got your Photon Point /3 augments. Your elemental transition for this one is Wind. And the Flying Base, I believe, is the emote that we saw earlier. And then nothing too special with the bonus rewards this time.
Mm-hmm.
And that pretty much does it for Global PSO2 this time here. So it's a decent size,
but still pretty significant.
Yep. Yep. The next big one that we and that's right. The other thing is there should have been a new story content that launched with this here. Let me.
I believe there was more story that got launched.
Yeah, it's
like
supposed to be.
chapters.
Yeah, chapter 3 and 4 launched, I think, as well with this one. We just didn't see it anywhere in here. Is there another one that I missed here? Let's see. Yeah, here it is. Episode 6, chapter 3 and 4 story quests.
Yep.
We
do have more story.
Yeah, and actually, we should cover this here real quick because we're. This is also something big here. So they fixed an issue where certain items from the unique weapon badge exchange shop did not have element level set correctly. Those affected by this will note that element level 60 light has been set for the corresponding weapons, and a tri-boost plus 100% was distributed as an apology. The emote 94 acrobatics was distributed via Visiphone as an apology for the incorrect emote that was shown in the introductory video for the AC Scratch Collection Blazing Beats.
Which I got that emote now. And right there, that's what I said. We Are Drop, Rare Drop, Koi Koi is coming back starting on the 1st to the 5th.
Yep. They have also gone ahead with the discontinuation of scratch tickets as a consumable item. And that is because ticket system will be different for PSO2 New Genesis. And basically, you have to go to the Scratch terminal now, and you can either play Scratch Ticket for 200 AC or play Scratch Tickets, or play 12 Scratch Tickets for 2200 AC. Now, the tickets that you had previously are still valid. You just can't buy any new ones. It's you have to go to the terminal instead. Also, countermeasures implemented for an issue where players may not be able to correctly receive gold rewards in Mission Pass under certain conditions. They implemented a countermeasure for this issue during the scheduled maintenance. Along with the implementation of the countermeasure, the access restriction to the Mission Pass details page had been lifted. As part of the issue, they have temporarily disabled the use of the Mission Pass gold tickets located in the inventory. So if you have a Mission Pass gold ticket in your inventory, you won't be able to make a purchase directly from the Mission Pass detail page. They recommend sending your Mission Pass gold ticket to your storage before making the purchase. And they apologize for the inconvenience. When a Mission Pass gold ticket is in the inventory, if a user tries to unlock the gold rewards that are not yet unlocked, it may appear as if the gold rewards were unlocked. However, this is just an occurrence of the display, and the Mission Gold Pass ticket is actually not consumed and remains locked.
Oh, that's interesting. That didn't happen to me. So I'm glad it didn't.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either, so I'm not sure what the actual trigger for this is here. But since they've disabled the use of the Mission Pass gold tickets, they've set up a swap shop too, where you can exchange the Mission Gold Pass tickets for 200 star gems.
So you can get another gold mission pass then.
Yeah. It basically lets you trade them in, so that you don't lose your star gems on that.
Yep.
Although I kind of have to wonder, going back, the part of some of those came from, if I remember correctly, I think there was the Mission Gold Pass was also released with the original line of Ultimate, Xbox Live Ultimate perks.
Yep. Basically, the Mission Gold Pass Gold, you also get those whenever you pay for the premium sets.
Yep. So I've always had an extra one, but I know that way back when the launch of PSO2 happened, there was the whole thing where people were just creating new accounts and paying a single $1 for the Ultimate Pass to get a whole bunch of those. And
they got banned.
Yep. Although they eventually came back in, so I can't remember if they had those removed or not.
They actually did remove them.
Okay.
But I remember Windsock, he actually had some in his storage, and it was kept.
Gotcha.
It was only the extra stuff that he kept in his inventory that was taken out.
Yeah. Yeah, so obviously not a good thing, but this bug combined with that now is going to give some of those players that did that a whole bunch of star gems for free now.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much what we got here for PSO2 on the global side. Let's move on to the Japanese side now here. For the most recent patch here, the new challenge quest, Mission Cataclysm, has come out. You also got the
level requirement of 1.
Well, all challenge quests are.
Yeah. That's so weird that they put that level requirement.
Yeah. I don't get that one either. You got a new emergency quest, Merry Christmas on Ice 2020. That lasts until January 27th. And you're going to have hard, super hard, extra hard, and ultra hard difficulty for that.
And we got the Christmas limited time client orders. With Elmer, Shiva, and Mother appearing in the shop area in their Christmas costumes. Huh.
Yep. Phantasms again. And Sierra outright says that she was the one that created them.
Okay. Got the ARKS bingo, the 2 collection files for Christmas, and added the Fluxio weapons series again.
Yeah, it got released as a title early by accident by Sega.
Wow.
And that was the reward for clearing Mission Cataclysm. But yeah, you can also get partner cards from those Christmas-themed Elmer, Shiva, and Mother characters.
And also, Zeke Exchange added the Fluxio series category change. Added new items to the Challenge Model Exchange, which is probably those Fluxio weapons. And updated the product listing in the treasure shop.
Yep. I haven't checked the Challenge Mile Shop exchange myself, so I'll be interested to see if anything else was added.
But it's nice that challenge mode's getting some love again.
Agreed. You got some AC Star Gem Shop bargains going on. The Winter Starter Set recommendation, that's an item pack expansion plus 10, a mag ticket, and 2 100,000 experience tickets for 500 AC. There is an end-of-year boost set that gives you 150% experience boost times 3, a 400% rare drop rate boost, and a 1 million experience ticket for 1600 AC.
Not worth it.
Not that good.
Yeah.
And the Rainbow Rare Drop set for 4300 AC gives you 5 of the 400 rare drop rate boosts and a bonus Tokyo Key Rainbow. Not worth it.
Definitely not worth it. Oh.
And then there is the collection gauge ups, which basically give you a way to use an item to increase your collection gauges. I don't think there's really any value in those.
Not really. I mostly just spend the small amount of AC to refill whenever I'm doing those gathering stuff.
Yep. Japanese side, they've also got their own item lab boosts going on here. Grind success rate, a fixed success rate, experience, NT weapon, 15% boost, and 25% boost for new type great success rate. There's also a zero enhancement cost campaign going on as well.
Yep, cost 0 to grind anything, which we had that recently whenever it came to the launch of episode 6.
Yep. You can also get some enhancement successes items. Clear Merry Christmas and Ice 2023 in 5 times. They'll give you 50% great grind successes and 45% special ability success respectively. And then clear Morning of Demise 3 and 5 times for 2 40% special ability successes and a 45% respectively. There's also a 13-star unit get part 2. Clear any free field on extra hard 3 times for a 100 rare grain Erebos stones. Clear Traces of Darkness on extra hard for another 100 stones, and then clear Marathon Training Tokyo for another 100 stones. There's also a holiday emergency quest rush here. So, for the quests of Merry Christmas on Ice 2020, Morning of Demise, and Primordial Glare from the Void, you get a quest boost of 150% experience and 150% rare drop. You got your typical assortment of Sage Crest campaigns here. Merry Christmas on Ice 1 and 3 times will give you 10 Sage Crests each. Complete any emergency quest 3 times will give you another 10 Sage Crests. Clear Asuna's client order Kirito versus Guardian for 10 Sage Crests. Log in for 3 days will give you 10 Sage Crests. And if you link PSO2S and quick search once, that's another 10 Sage Crests. For 15-star weapon material get, clear any emergency quest 2 times for 100 Plamnia. Clear 4 emergency quests for 100 Plamdest, 6 times for Plan Grimo times 100, 8 times for Emerald, 50 of those. For 10 times you get the Dark Banisher and Ayer tier. And then clear emergency quest Primordial Glare from the Void 10 times on Ultra Hard for the Eye Stone Griace. So this is a big one if you don't have your Crest weapon yet.
Mm-hmm.
That runs until January 6th. There's also 13-star unit get part 1. If you clear
units. Okay.
Yep. Clear special gifts 3, 5, and 7 times each to get a piece each time. Let's see. Perform quick searches 2, 4, and 6 times will give you Jenne's homemade pudding each time. That gives you 50 all attack, 100 HP, 5 photon points, and 100% rare drop rate with a 10-minute duration on that. Continuing on from last time is the level up quest boost. That gives you an extra 200% experience gained. The login campaign from last time is also going on. One time will give you a Tokyo Key Rainbow as well as 5 golds, along with 5 150% Tri-Boosts as well as 5 150% Tri-Boost X. 5-day login. Say again?
So yeah, the EX ones, those stack on top of your normal Tri-Boosters.
Yep.
That's really good for just logging in.
Yep. 5-day login, you get an SAO and PSO2 poster. And daily login is a 1 million experience ticket and 4 Tokyo Key bonus golds. There's also Find a Team campaign. All members in a team with a new player in their team by January 6th. Bonus Key Tokyo Rainbow. A 150% Tri-Boost times 3. 100% Tri-Boost X, and the 106 Wave 2. And all members in a team with a returning player in their team by January 6th. That's a Tokyo Key bonus Tokyo Rainbow. 3 of the Tri-Boost plus 150%. 100 Tri-Boost boost EX. 3 of those, and then the 107 bow number 2.
So yeah, pretty much the same, just with different emotes.
Yep. And it's been a while since you last logged in, right, Zance?
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been on JP.
Yeah, so maybe log in so that we can get those.
All right, fine.
There's also episode 6 digital sale celebration. Say the phrase here in game chat to receive a rare drop rate boost X. And then there is a Twitter campaign going on. 1,500 retweets gets you 150% try boost times 5. 3,000 retweets will give everybody a bonus key gold times 5. 5,000 gets everybody a bonus key Tokyo Rainbow. 10,000 gets a 100% try boost X. 3 of those. And 15,000 retweets, there's a Tokyo Rainbow, as well as the number 16 bed number 1.
Oh yeah, pretty small update, comparative-wise. A lot of different campaigns to just give people all these items.
Yeah, especially because at this point, Sega's trying to hold people over until New Genesis comes out.
Yeah, pretty much. And they're trying to get as many people who are new to the game to level cap as quickly as possible.
Yep. And then one other update.
We're probably soon going to have that kind of thing on the global side as well. Trying to just boost people up them.
Yep, as well as other events that haven't been released. During the survey, I did bring up the whole VVN and Emilia side story that I wanted to see that.
Sorry, I disconnected a bit there.
Oh,
Right,
I did mention in the survey that I wanted to see the Emilia and VVN side story campaign come over to Global.
Oh yeah, that would be nice.
As well as adding either a Storm Shade weapon or some weapon that has anti built into it.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly today, we have an update from the Idola side of things here on Global. So as of right now, there is a daily free 10 gacha pull. There's also a new chapter revival, that is chapter 13. New events, Santa has come to the Chivalric Order. There are new characters, Gelda and Stella. That is the memory version of her.
Stella.
So, say again?
Yet another Stella.
Yep. That is when she was much younger.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as I mentioned here, the new chapter has sailed. And they can also confirm the season will be updated on next Monday as usual. So the new Arena Gacha, they've got both the old and new Arena Gacha available to pull. Yeah, so a short update here from Idola this time. It's not unexpected. It's this was really the big one. Here's some of the artwork that they had for it. Here's the younger Stella, and then here is the Christmas Gilda, and then here is the artwork that they're using for the different gotchas. So yeah, definitely a big week in terms of news here. Plus, of course, Phantasy Star Online's 20th anniversary. It's gonna be interesting to see if either of us gets into the new Genesis closed beta in the first round. Hopefully, we will. Hopefully, it's not going to be a huge deal to get in there, because I think they said they were looking for 50,000 players to come into the first round.
I believe so. They do want a large volume so that they can also test the servers.
Exactly.
Pretty important.
Yeah, so I would suspect that the majority of players that had completed the story are probably going to get into it. But it ultimately comes down to how many active players they have on a regular basis, and it's not that many active players, actually. At least not on Ship 2, although I don't know how the other ships are doing at this point. If I remember correctly, Ship 4 is sort of the biggest ship.
Yeah, I believe so. But and then when it comes to the global side, I believe Ship 2 is the most popular ship.
Yeah, and that's sort of tradition of the history of the game over here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, did you have anything else you wanted to add here today?
Nope. Happy 20th anniversary, PSO.
Indeed, it's been a long time since the release, but who knows when or if we're ever going to get back there, especially considering how the rest of the series has played out since then. But with that brings us to the end of this episode. On behalf of Xance and myself, thank you for joining us today. Day has dawned. Have a great day, everyone.
Johnny.